Welcome to Bubble Tea Time, where we spilled the tea on last week's games and set the table for this week. Elena paid me to say that. Happy to welcome back our normal analyst crew, Mr. Dan Z Andrade, Walker.
Hello.
What's going on? Oh, that's all. Okay, we're back to normal. Walker Ritogu 3.
Hello.
Chase Pentamassa Hunt,
Hello.
and then Landry. Who's
Hi.
just Landry. Everybody calls him Landry. He'll just go by Landry for the rest of his life. All right. Happy to have all of you here, especially Landry, our GB guest. I think you're the first and only GB guest, so won't be your only win. You've already had 3, but happy to see you on the desk to discuss with us after your triumphant victory. All right. Let's move on. So the first game we want to talk about is a game that should have happened a while back, but happened last week. But it is theoretically 2 competitive weeks back. It's Deep Dive versus PO, which got delayed a week. Chase, that was not a very happy game for you, I'm sure. From the delay and all the bands they lost. It was a little bit of a messy one, and it ended up not going y'all's way. But from the first horn, you guys were going off, and then it kind of went downhill from there. What happened in that game?
I mean, put it as simple as possible, I guess. We drafted a comp where we had 2 people that had to press their ultimates at the same time, or at least in succession of each other on the same target, and we proceeded to never do that, and so we lost the game. We just couldn't pull off our comp, so it was pretty unfortunate. Because I'm pretty sure, I think at any point during the game, even when we were so far behind with that comp, if you just get onto the back line with how it's supposed to work, then we're still technically in the game. But yeah, we couldn't pull it off, so we ended up losing, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. You and Nick B definitely had Danley for 3 and Gerg's number in the lane. You kind of had some insane plays to the point where Steven said, I think Chase just won the game by himself. And we all know...
You got the Steven curse.
So,
I knew something was feeling weird.
Yeah. You know who to blame for all of this.
Why?
Every bit of this, honestly.
Okay,
all right.
Okay.
Well, with that game out of the way, we have our normal slate of games this week. Let's just hit it from the very start. We have B Gang versus THD. This is my team, and I guess I have to walk us through the clip. So I'll do that. Why not? THD take home the dub, and this is probably the most pivotal fight in the game. Roll the clip. Roll it. Yeah. So B Gang has river control, and they actually try to engage on the Vygar, who flashes out. However, the Seraphine ult hits one and deletes Diana instantly, but the fight's not over. The Vygar cage deletes one and makes it impossible for Seraphine to run, and also keeps them bunched up so they can't chase. And then Tactical Gazelle with the juicy ult and the 3-man knockup, while Jinx just free hits. This fight turned what was a B Gang lead into a THD lead, and then THD, we also turned that into a Baron directly after that play. So really gigantic game swing. So THD is back to 50% win, and then B Gang, unfortunately, is sitting at, I think, 1-5. Not the greatest record, but there's still some games left to play, and they definitely put up a fight, especially in the mid early game and stuff like that. They really had their comp kind of ticking until maybe 1 or 2 critical mistakes. So also Vygar is just kind of OP, honestly. So that too.
We lose competitively.
There you go. I'm sorry, Mr. Rito. Maybe I should have made you walk through this in shame, honestly.
Please, no.
Unfortunate. All right. Next game, let's hit EXO versus GB, which was a GB win. A GB win, right, Landry?
Yeah,
right,
finally,
Landry?
We needed it.
All right, Landry. Give me the lowdown on this game, and then the clip, if we have the clip.
On this game? Well, we knew that by draft, we knew we were gonna win. Their team comp was too much poke. They had nothing but Nidalee and Varus. The Shin pick, we were sure even if he TP'd, if he ulted on somebody, it was gonna be a free kill, and then another free kill on top of it. So once we did that, once we saw the comp like that, we were like, oh, Karthus and Amumu, that's gonna be enough CC and enough damage just to wipe out the team on their own. So
nice. It was a pretty nasty. Yeah, that triple kill by Karthus and River. honestly, I mean, it was pretty early in the game, but it kind of sealed the deal. He did so much damage after that.
I mean, we were seeing. There's the one where EXO started Baron, and then QE took so much damage that Karthus ult just killed her as they were walking away from it. It was just like, oh no.
Anytime Karthus would click R, like at least half the health from the carry's just gone.
Especially at the Baron pit play, that was like the best time when he used it.
Sure. Nice. Well, GB also back to 50%. EXO is a little bit under that, but they've already had a couple wins under their belt. They're looking for more in the last half of the season. Or back end of the season, back 33%. Something like that. All right. MBB versus PO. PO came away with the dub. I guess PO's second game of the week. How did that game go, Chase? You're pretty happy about it, I'm sure.
I mean, so like that game was kind of interesting to me because so I wasn't there for draft, and then I got back and they were like, "Hey, we got you Trundle," and I was like, "There's a Vayne on the other team. Did we think about that one?" And so it was not looking that great, but it was Trundle and Nautilus, which wasn't bad, and then we kind of just, I mean, like in a sense, front to back. We played incredibly well that game, and I wasn't really expecting it, especially after coming off of such a defeating loss, literally 2 days prior. But I think we just played the map really well, and then pretty much objectives. We got picks before objectives, and then we were just able to get them for free. And then we just like kept snowballing the lead more and more and more, and never let off the gas in a sense.
Nice. Well, it led you back to a 3-3 record, which joined the crowd, I guess, with THD and GB.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Fancy. Middle class citizens, we all are. All right, next deep dive versus TSC. This was a deep dive win, so they're on a hot streak again. They're at 4-2. TSC actually lost here, putting them at 4-2 too, and those are two pretty strong teams. So I don't think I actually watched this game at all. So Rito, did you see it? Anybody see it? Dan, see it?
I'm trying to remember. I think I was streaming the other game, but I watched back onto it, and TSC had quite the dominant early game, and Deep Dive was able to pull a deep dive and wait for late game. And honestly, Dan Lee for 3 had some probably like incredible base defense, like one-man base defenses, to the point where TSC had a window where they could have ended, but it was a fully itemized Jhin late game that could like two-shot any of them.
Yeah, when I'd watch back on that game, it kind of just feels pretty bad for TSC. They had such a hold over the game at one point. They were up, I think like 5K, maybe more, with Baron shoving bot and mid, and they had just absolute control over the game. And then lost a couple team fights and Deep Dive got put back on almost like even terms with them, and it was pretty much what Dan was saying. The base defense that Dan Lee had was really well played, and just put him back in the game completely.
Nice. All right, and then last but not least, we had AR versus SB. This was a little bit of a disaster for spectators, and
the game that may or may not have happened.
Yeah, Vel'Koz ult crashed the spectator over and over and over. So we don't have too many great clips from it. If we do have one, we can roll it, but I hope it doesn't include a Vel'Koz ult. Oh, here it is. We're back with Clips, baby.
So this here is a collapse onto mid lane from me and Misa onto Blazion. And luckily here, we managed to kill the Vel'Koz before he gets a chance to ult, so we're able to actually get a clean clip. And during this fight, like, we almost also killed Xin Zhao, and we kept going back and forth, and I just heard Coco and Sam yelling at us, "Get out, stop the fight, you're good, you gotta kill, take the win and go."
Nice, and you guys did take the win, 5-1 for the sole first place team. SB is looking real strong. You guys haven't even lost since week 1 against TSC, so it's been a hot streak for you guys.
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody sees a loss in your near future whatsoever, but we'll find out with predictions, I guess. Let's move on to Dan's stats, though. we've got a highlight between Two Hands and Emprix this week as EXO takes on MBB. Or in this graphic, Two Hadness.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh no.
But honestly, I was looking through the matches and trying to highlight something spicy, and these teams might be having a struggle, but it's good to prop them up. And I wanted to highlight one of their key members for each team. And honestly, who doesn't remember Two Hands getting 25 Magi stacks on the Nunu? Saying simply after the game, I just knew I wouldn't die once I finished it, and he didn't. And Nishant, I've been highlighting him. We had him last week as a guest, and you can see from the KP that there is not really a play that happens for MBB that Nishant isn't involved in. So overall, I think this should be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, I mean, that is a pretty insane kill participation from Emprix. Hopefully he turns those kills all over the map into some wins, because they've got one against THD, but they're still looking for their second. Hopefully they'll pick up a couple more with the remaining games on our schedule. All right, next, let's hit predictions. B Gang versus GB is the first one. It looks like a GB sweep vote here. Unfortunate for B Gang, but I gotta hit Walker first before we hit Landry. What's up with this? Like, nobody has faith anymore. Nobody's buying your chapstick. Like, what's going on?
It's the best chapstick. I don't know how you could not go for Burt's Bees. It's just the best.
Elena just bought some yesterday. It was like $4 for a stick of chapstick.
Oh,
that's because you're paying for the value. It's
there you go. Tell me how the value train is gonna run over GB here.
We are in the midst of a glow up, and GB is gonna get caught in the crossfire. I believe at least by playoffs, you'll see a very, very different B Gang than what you're seeing now. We've had a rocky middle of, not really middle, all of the tournament so far. But I think we're on a good trajectory, and I'm feeling more confident with each practice that we have. And I think GB is just gonna get caught up in the middle of it.
Nice. All right, Landry, rebuttal.
Well, I do agree. I think each of their games I've seen, they have had some really good games. Like, it's always been a step up every time, but we had a loss streak. You see, we're not planning on continuing that loss streak, especially after we won the last game. We're gonna make sure that every game after that one is just a win. So I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to make sure that when y'all do win, it's gonna be after we get our things going.
B Gang in the crosshairs. Well, we'll see who takes it on, but it looks like the analysts currently are favoring Good Boys, but it's not like the analysts have a very good track record so far. So who knows? All bets are off. All right, EXO versus MBB. It's kind of a split vote here. It's actually 3-4, really split here. Give me Dan's your MBB faith and why you have so much MBB faith.
Nishant, and then the bot lane. Honestly, like, I think we saw it against THD. Like, they can have their moments and they can punish, and I think that MBB is due for another win. I believe in them. And honestly, like, Elena and Mina are one of the scariest bot lanes to play against.
Gotcha. All right. EXO, though. Chase, give me your defense of EXO and why you voted for them.
I mean, so even though EXO is coming off of a loss, they were looking all right beforehand. But I think, given the matchup, it's just slightly EXO favored. I just don't think that MVV has just been able to get off the ground or get to where they need to be able to get off the ground. Like, we were all hoping for. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be really close. I think it'll be a really good match as well. But I do think it's just slightly EXO favored.
Nice. Well, let's hope that it's a good close match. Both of these teams haven't won too much yet, so looking to build some momentum for playoffs. All right, next we got TSC versus THD. Also kind of a split vote here. but we do have some truthers in Chase and who the fuck's pitcher is that? I don't even...
Coco.
That's Coco.
Coco? Jesus Christ. All right. I guess Chase again. Defend us, please.
Okay.
RSTG, the master race here.
All right. Something. Brian Diff. I think it's coming into effect now. THC was looking pretty good last game. I think like THC is finally like starting to get in that rhythm, and then they're all starting to get on the same wavelength and work well together. And so I think it's just to the moon from here, you know? The Brian Diff is like full effect now.
Well, we'll see. We have a really tough back half of the season now with TSC and SB within our next 3 games, our last 3 games, I guess. So we'll see. See if we can run them over. And then Landry, TSC Truther Landry, aka False Prophet Landry.
Whoa.
Why is TSC going to take the lead here?
Well, the reason I see this one is because, one, the bot lane, I believe Wired and Alki, Matt, should be able to like handle Savory and Tactical Gazelle. I have seen Tactical Gazelle and Savory like play their lanes, and they're getting like a lot of improvement, but I still think it's gonna be mostly in favor for Wired and them. But also, it's gonna be kind of hyped to see PJ Plobe either face off against Brian or Mayo. We don't know where he's gonna go. He could actually just swap lanes on y'all and just mix it up for you. So I think that's why I'm thinking it's gonna be definitely TSC favored.
Nice, yeah, they definitely have a lot of skill all over their map. So, and they can push the skill anywhere, like you mentioned. So, we'll see if they push it into the right places against THD. Next we've got Deep Dive versus AR, and it looks like another split vote. Actually, really split 3-4 here. Both these teams have pretty strong records, both 4-2. So, yeah, give me your Deep Dive rationale, Dan Z.
I mean, after seeing them fall behind against TSC and able to just rally, I think that it's hard to push them to the like true brink. And I don't think after playing AR, I don't think that they have necessarily enough to push them over the edge.
Gotcha. And then
Let's get Walker.
Defense statement Walker, AR Walker.
I think although Deep Dive has looked super hard to push over the edge and like have pulled off the base defenses and that kind of thing, AR has just been very consistent and like that surefire, just strong force. And I think if you go up against them and can't manage to pull out leads, it gets suffocating to play against them. And I think they're going to be able to suffocate Deep Dive that same way.
Yeah, I mean, in the early season, they were one of our front runners, AR, and it was, I think, because of that balance across the board. It's one reason why I think SB has been looking so good in the eyes of our analysts and everybody that's watched our games. Like, they've got balance across the board. I think AR has that too. So, yeah, I guess I'm in the AR bandwagon as well for this game. I think even though Deep Dive's 4-2, some of their games have been really sketchy. They almost lost it against TSC. Their PO game, they were getting destroyed in the early game, including their strong point at their bot lane. They're just getting run over until like the comp on PO didn't come to fruition. I think this is like a little bit of a phantom record, honestly, 4-2. I think like a lot of those games could have gone either way, and like props to Deep Dive for pulling it off. But I don't know if I could say the same about AR's 4-2 record, where I feel like it's been pretty consistent, smooth sailing, and with Every back next week, hopefully. This week, I think that team is even more stable than they already are. It's going to take a pretty strong force to push them off the edge, maybe like SB. But yeah, I think it'll be a good one. That's probably our match of the week. And then finally, we'll have PO versus SB. Unfortunately for Chase, it's an SB sweep. I don't think anybody's really surprised about it. SB looks like the strongest team in the league right now. But, I mean, yeah. Landry, why is SB so good? Are they going to be stopped? Who can stop them?
I don't honestly think anyone can stop them. Like, there's so much improvement on like all the lanes, like through every game. They've just like made sure that they sweep like by the end game. Like, especially Asian Problems. Angela doesn't normally play mid, but we see her like making like it looked like it's a pretty much mid diff every game, and she's just throwing out Ziggs bombs. She's playing what Oriana. We're seeing a whole bunch of good like plays just from her alone. That even her team's able to just pick up all these kills and just sweep a lot of games. So
yeah, I think Public Enemy #1, big target on their backs on SB, but looks like they'll be able to take all comers because they have all season long, except for week 1, which maybe
apparently
the blueprint to beat them, but it's been a long time out.
The week 1 was the Misa curse because he claims that he loses every first game of the season.
Maybe it's the nerves. Is that what it is?
Maybe.
We've got to talk to Sataniel. He really had a number on Misa in just that 1 week. Maybe he has the secret sauce. We didn't think of that. Who's already played SB? B-Gang, you guys have already played SB, right, Walker?
Yeah.
Did you talk to James before that game?
No, we didn't.
He didn't have the secret sauce. Chase, did you play SB?
We're playing.
Oh, you're about to. All right. Well, you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do now.
I'm gonna have James. James, you here? DM me, okay?
Yeah. My DMs are always open.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for predictions. Let's go to standings and wrap this bitch up. All right. Standings. SB sitting alone, high and mighty at the #1 seed. Remember, the first place curse has always been a thing, so maybe SB could be the team to break it. But we'll never know until much, much later in the season. And then after that, a clump of 4-2 teams, Acid Rabbits, TSC Deep Dive, some 3-3 teams, PO, THD, Good Boys, EXO at 8th, and then tied for 9th is Brits B Gang and the Milwaukee Bucks, baby. So there you have it. All right. I think that's it for today, except for questions. So let's hit those questions up first, because nobody has fully scheduled their game, so we don't have a real schedule. I think it's only B Gang GB tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. PT, be there, be square. But for questions from Angela, what kind of stuff is Landry hiding that he has to blur his background?
Literally nothing. If you could tell by my blank wall of the blur, there's nothing back here whatsoever. Or a bed. That's pretty much it.
That's what someone hiding something in his background would say.
He's got a point.
True.
He's got a point.
I mean, you see, probably.
All right. From me and the people. So, okay, Elena and the people. When will we get a full B skin comp from B Gang?
I don't know.
There's a top laner that you can play, Walker.
So here's the thing, and even with the new B skins, which when are they coming out? By the way, does anyone know?
I don't know. Good question.
No idea.
They're like all magic damage. I just want some AD champions for B skins.
Hey, I'll donate B skins for y'all if y'all play it in one of y'all games.
We'll see. I'll be in touch.
Oh my god, it is right. She says Yumi top, use the Google slide.
There you go.
Don't worry, I'll be in touch.
Oh no.
From the captain himself, why is Landry the hottest jungler in the league? Landry, what's the secret? Is it L'Oreal?
It's the team synergy. That's all I'm saying. You know, the team, they just follow me up on everything. If I go and dive and, int myself in there, they follow me in and help me out. So I guess that's probably why.
All right. Well, they're certainly coming together, or at least when you guys play Tarthus and one button brings you all together. Finally, from Misa, which team in the lower half of the standings is most likely to make a good playoff run? I guess for our purposes, let's say lower half is any team at 3-3 or below. So PO, THD, Good Boys, EXO, B Gang, and the Milwaukee Bucks, baby.
I know Chase's answer.
Yeah, I don't really that.
I guess other than your own team. All right.
With THD, boom.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah. THD, boom. Easy. Brian Diff.
Well, what do you guys
Brian
think?
Diff playoff buff.
All right. My money is on GB.
GB. Why GB?
They're going to get underestimated.
Underestimated?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if people walk into playing Steven's team and underestimate this team.
they're gonna say, "Oh, it's Steven," and then everybody else is gonna come up and step up to the plate. Like we've seen them in their winning games. Like it's not just Steven, it's everybody else.
All right. I think it's probably this is a hard one, man. Actually, because I think all the 3-3 teams are also actually like have a lot of traits of like good teams, and then have a traits of like pretty bad teams. So like I think though, I mean, if I can't pick my own team, then I think it's a PO angle for me. I think they just have like a lot of like pure talent, I guess. Like Chase and Nick Mead slap the shit out of bot lanes like pretty frequently. Matthew can do tons of damage from the mid lane, especially if he's a lot of farms and scale late. Like they've got, I think Poe Panda and Chase are really in sync. I think there's stuff to clean up about their mid game, just like THD, honestly, and honestly, just like GB. I think all these teams have similar traits of some big pop off players, big pop off moments, but like really weird like team fights in the middle of the game. If these three teams can really clean it up, I think PO is my pick, but I think a lot of these teams are still in the mix. So yeah. All right. I think we're out of questions. Anything you guys wanted to ask? Come on, everybody gets it.
Wait, did we get Landry's pick?
Landry, wait,
we already know it's gonna be GB all the way.
No,
not your team.
I can't pick my own team on this. Okay,
No.
honestly, if
it can't be a shill, bro.
Well, you see, no, it's definitely gonna be PIO. That's
PO.
I 100% think there's so much potential, like you said. I honestly think they're like one of the best teams. They're just, I don't know why they're even. I feel like they should be like number one at this point. So,
dang.
All right, well,
would be nice.
All right, well, good luck to every team on the last 3 games of your schedule before the playoffs. We'll have a break week after the last week of the regular season to build for GRC and just so we can have a break before playoffs. I think that is supposed to line up on the week of March 13th to the 19th. Then after that, we'll hop right into playoffs. So we'll post about that. But thank you, anyone who's watching this. All like, I don't know. We actually get like 30 viewers on the regular now, right? So like, I don't know. I'll go conservative and say 25 viewers, 20 viewers.
We have 19.
Ah, damn. All right. It's because Landry's here. We had a better guest, right? Like, honestly.
Wait. Shots fired.
I'm the number 1 jungler. That's all I'm saying. No.
Oh man, how many guests did we have? Who did we have last time?
We had
Who was our guest?
Nishant
last
Nishant.
How
Yeah,
many
we had
years did we have when
Nishant.
Nishant was here? Or was
Did you
Mayo?
see-
Mayo was here a while ago, was he? No, it was Nathan.
No.
Martin. Yeah, I don't know. We got to look at the data, Landry. I can't say that without the data.
Okay.
That was
Junglers.
It's okay.
All right.
I'll go throw my my shillings elsewhere in the BTL.
I know.
BTL games.
I mean, let's get real. Landry is the GOAT in terms of the Gamba.
Is it Wired exists?
I mean, Wired lost last season. All his
Whoa.
Yeah,
luck
you
You
win
lost like
some,
to
Landry.
200,000 on it.
You win some, you
Yeah.
lose some, man.
Wait, Landry,
Yeah.
what are you at right now? Just out of curiosity.
I've lost so much. I've been giving it away basically. I'm at
Oh,
100K now. So
Oh, hey,
Casual
I'm at
100.
I'm at
Mortal.
80K right now, so
See?
I'm coming up
Fancy,
close.
I've worked my way up to 36. I've been climbing slowly, but it's starting to go faster.
All right. Well, thank you, my adorable analysts and my guest. You did a great job. Everybody did a great job. Thank you, everyone who's watching us. Peace out. Bubble tea time. Bye.